ladies and gentlemen, good evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on when you may be watching this. It's your boy Mo Cheese, aka Grits, broadcasting live from the Country Rose Diner. And I have a special guest in the building with me, the author extraordinaire, and she holds so many more titles. We have Miss EJENE from EJENE LLC
Hey,
with us
hey,
today.
hey.
How are you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I have absolutely zero complaints. I am as the older people say, and I'm gonna say older because we're not gonna claim that age. Blessed and highly
Right.
favored. Blessed and
That's right.
highly favored.
That's right.
So we got you on today because you have a new book releasing on March the 3rd, 2023, here in a couple of days, actually. And we want to make sure that
Yes.
we do not only some promotion, but I want to make sure I get the exclusive interview with you as well. So, so the new book title that's coming out is actually The Lies We Live.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about The Lies We Live. And why
Well,
why why the title The Lies We Live?
perfect. That I'm glad you asked that together because it goes hand in hand. Everybody you meet, no matter where you are in life, number one thing they do is say, I hate a liar. I'm not a liar. I hate liars. I hate being lied to. And I just wanted to put in a book how people lie on a daily basis. No matter how you try to dress it up and say it's a white lie, you're going to bend the lie, we're going to bend the truth, or whatever the case or the wording they may use, a lie is still a lie. And this book is about to expose all of us for lying at some point in our life.
Interestingly enough, I was watching a documentary last night, and actually, it's not a
Mm-hmm.
documentary. It's one of the shows that's on the History Channel. William Shatner actually does this particular show, and it was
Mm-hmm.
about people that impersonated other people throughout time. You had one
Right.
guy that he impersonated a surgeon. He was not a
Mm-hmm.
medical doctor, but he had a photographic memory, and he
Mm.
was able to join the military, the Canadian military, as a surgeon. And this dude was actually performing surgery on people. And
What?
they made they made a TV series about him. I think it was called The Great Pretender. Um,
Uh-huh.
and he impersonated a monk at one time, an attorney. He was a prison guard. He did a little bit of everything, but in included in the documentary, basically what it was telling is that we all
Mm-hmm.
impersonate other people, which is a form of
Yes.
lie.
Yes.
We all put on
Yes.
different masks. I mean, right now I'm putting on a mask. My mask is the podcast host. I'm Mo Cheese when
Absolutely.
I'm on my podcast. I'm Maurice when
Right.
I'm at work. Okay, so is this book about you and your life, or like explain that, because we're talking about exposing people in their lies, and you know you better than you know anybody else.
Absolutely. So it is about some parts of my life, but it's about just people that I've run into in life and how you like, now you know he lying. Now you know she lying. And then I put those individuals into characters and then sometimes they are that person or they're many people as this one character. So all the characters are based upon individuals I've come across in my life.
How much time do you spend doing character research?
So character research for me mostly is is just people watching and how I've watched people over the years or how I've seen them evolve or dissolve. But I'm a people watcher. So most of my character research comes from watching people, real
Now,
people.
now, when you say you're a people watcher, do you take time? So, in the process of writing your book, do you take time and like go out and like literally just watch people? Like, because I used to be one of the people that used to go to the mall. Now, we used to go to the mall to watch people to talk about them. But
Right.
do you take time to maybe go out and study some characteristics of certain people, or is it something that's just on a day to day basis? Like you're just watching people and watching what they do and kind of sort of taking mental notes of certain things.
So yes, it's more the latter part because most of my books are pre-written in my head or some things that I've come across just going back over. So like even my next book, I've already started writing it and it's from previous things. And then if I come across someone that actually is living out or being very close to the character in which that is to come in another book, I do zoom in on that person and take mental notes and maybe even sometimes record them or, whatever, follow them on social media just to watch their antics to enhance the character that is already in my head that will be.
Do you get any kickback from people that read your books and maybe they realize that this particular character may be based off of them? Have you received any negative feedback or any kickback from it? Like, hey, I know this person is about me. Like, why would you put me in a book?
So, because is that very reason is the reason that each character is multiple people, so that one person won't say, "Oh, that's me." You may have some characteristics of this person, but this person is not only you. It's multiple people, and that comes from having my writing coach that helps me publish all of my things, all of my books. That history and experience with her to say, hey, we can't just say is this. We have to add more to it. So a lot of things get fluffed up, so to speak, or made juicier than in real life, so that problem won't come up. So that problem has not come up. However, people that have known me for years, even grew up with me, family, friends, college classmates, high school classmates that know me can say, hey, I know that character is based off of this particular person. So the individual have not come to me, but other people that know me has said, hey, is this about such and such? And then I have to give that example of some characteristics is that person, but it's also other people.
So how many books are you in? Because I want to say this is maybe like 5, 6.
Yes, this is number 5. March the 3rd will be my 5th self-published book.
And you still work with a writing coach to this day.
Yes, I do.
Okay. How does that process go? What's the process of working with a writing coach?
She makes me do what I'm supposed to do. I give her my ideas, and it's just like, a life coach, someone that is going to make you accountable. Because, like, I feel like I'm always making other people accountable. And it's like we always say, hey, bosses or whatever, boss ladies and this, that, and the third, which I don't call myself that. I'm just doing what makes me happy, that I can help other people live their life and their dreams, and everybody just live in the positivity. But my writing coach is my coach. Like, she coaches me through this thing. She, hey, this don't make sense. What's your thought? Think this out. What are you trying to say here? What do you want to say here? And she stays on my behind. Like you said, you want a date of March 3rd. I'm going to need you to get it together. You haven't read your edits. We got to go through this particular process. So she stays on me, which is something that I need. And I appreciate
I
it.
got a weird question for you. And I
Okay.
know some people may find this weird, but because I guess I go back and watch my own shows. Do you go back and read your own book?
Well, this book, I haven't read my last 4 books in a minute. I know when we were filming the first the first book, they was like, EJENE, is your book? I'm like, hey, I'm on book number 4. You tell me what read it to me what I'm supposed to read. But with book number 5, in the editing process, it's usually a back and forth 10 times that we go before the editor to change this, that, or the third, whatever may be wrong with it. I usually don't read the whole book until about edit number 8, because I'm like, seriously, just go back and read it. You know what it looked like. English better than me. Oh my God, I'm not an English major. But this particular book, I read it And that night, Kevin, of course, is my husband. He wanted to watch a movie. And it was a very good movie, an action film movie. And, we was getting into it. And then my writing coach was like, yo, EJENE, you need to read this book now. Yo, we got some edits to do. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to watch with my husband. I'm trying to have our time. So I pulled it up. They sent it. I pulled it up on my phone and I started reading it. And honey, when I tell you, I got lost in the book. I was like, Kevin was like, what? You watching the movie or what you doing? I was like, I'm reading my book. And he was like, oh my God. It was just that good, y'all. I'm telling you, it was just that good. I got lost in my book. So yes, this is book number 5. All 4 of the earlier books are really good, but I don't know what I did with number 5. Number 5, just a different twist in it. It got me caught up. I was caught up in my own book.
It's evolution.
So, yes.
I would be remiss if I did not ask what part or how much of a part did Kev play in this? As I feel like you guys are a super couple.
He didn't play any part in this particular book because, as I said, this book is 3 years in the making. So this was before we became romantically involved. I did know him for about 5 years before we started dating, and now we are year 7. I've been knowing him, so it had nothing to do with him. It has nothing. However, he does have a single that relates to one of the characters in the book. So as you get the book, the single is a part of the book process, especially when it goes to my website on EJENELLC.com. Right now, it's only on Amazon so that I can become a 3 times best-selling author from Amazon. And once we do that in the next 7 days, everything will come down from Amazon and only be available on EJENELLC.com.
Now, when he came out with the single on this for the character, what was that conversation like?
So honestly, it was a song. Okay, so what Kev does not tell people is that he has an arsenal of music. Honest to God, I know we counted well over 3,000 songs that has not been mastered and mixed or hasn't been completed. And this particular song is called Teach Me How to Love. You can get it on Spotify and YouTube right now. And I was like, oh, that's one of my characters. And so he completed it, went to the studio, added what he needed to add it to bring it up to date, and got it mastered and mixed and released it. And it actually goes perfect with one of my characters in the book. So it was really a creative being that it was kind of destined for us to be at this place in life, because this song was before my book and my book was before us. So everything had already transpired and it just came together.
And as you can hear, it's playing in the background right now. And I think that's pretty dope. Like you said, he has over 3,000 songs. So I'm pretty sure you could just go through and kind of sort of find something like, oh, that one right there is perfect. I'm stealing this song from you.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When you start doing the movie, creating the movie process, what's that look like going from book to movie?
So it is very, very different. In the movie, when seeing that it was my first book turned into my first movie, it showed me how to start writing and creating my next books, my next series of books. Because if I'm going to turn all my books into movies, I can't write the book like a book. I have to write the book like a movie as much as possible. Because in my first book, I was lacking the names of characters. I had characters and I would just call them the preacher or the usher or the child. But when it came from the book to the movie, I had to find a name for these individuals and put actual bodies to portray that particular character. So it has been an amazing learning and uphill journey, battle experience, but it has been worth every bit of it.
Did that change your book writing process?
It did not change my book writing process. Well, I guess it did. It just enhanced it because now I have character names now versus just detective. I have a detective Jenkins. I gave him a name. They have a name. So when I do my character breakdown for the movie, I already have that. Now I don't have to recreate what is already made.
And I think you kind of answered the question because I was going to ask you about casting when you did the movie. How did
Yes.
casting work out? And I guess it was more about now I have to come up with the idea of what this character
Yes.
actually looks like to be able to
Yes.
cast this character as well.
Yes. Yes, and now that I'm 5 books in, I don't have to do that. Book one was my test, and I won. And it taught me a lot, and I'm excited. I'm excited to move on with the filming and with book number 6.
All right. So once again, the book's title is The Lies We Live, coming out on March the 3rd, 2020. The process of you writing your books. Like, I'm sure you can't say exactly how long it takes, but how does the process actually start? Like you said, you already have the next book in your head right now.
We've already started working on the next book. I write backwards. I'm a right-handed person, but I believe my entire brain and everything, my functions, I function left-handed. So instead of like most people will come up with a title and they have chapters laid out, I am very different. One, I don't write anything down. I talk all my stuff out and I talk to type. I'm lazy. Now, I'm a 20th century writer, not, 21st century writer, not back there 18th, 19th, and 8th. Yeah, I don't do all that. I don't have that. But what I do have is a story, and I see my story. I see the end before the beginning. So I tell my story backwards. So whatever you read, by the time you get to the end, that's where I started. So I'm already at the end of my book, and I got to recreate it from the back because I know what I want it to end like. So I got to create the scenario to get it to that finish. And sometimes my finish change depending on, what it is. And so with this book, book number 5, it's been 3 years since I released the book. It doesn't feel that way, but I released all 4 of my first books in the year of 2020. And then it wasn't a takeoff because I turned my first book into a movie. Then I did a sitcom, stand-up comedy show. I did 2 movies, and then this book has been in the works for 3 years. However, it is finally being released on Friday.
Okay, so I've noticed that you've gone the supernatural route in the past. Is this particular book, is this going to have something to do with supernatural or the supernatural aspect of life? And why the supernatural?
Well, yes, I absolutely love the supernatural because it's very fictional and it gives that suspense and the horror to it. And I love it. I love it. And it's not a lot of people that are in this zone. So it's like I'm in a zone of my own, lane of my own, so to speak. And I chose supernatural for this book is simply because it is talking about people's lives that they live. But in order to expose the lie, people are not just going to come out and say, hey, I'm lying. I'm lying about this. I'm lying about that. It takes something in the supernatural realm to come into play that will take over a person's body, so to speak, in order for them to just tell their truth.
So I don't want you to give away too much, but are these people possessed? Or are we talking about some kind of and they're not necessarily possessed, but is there some kind of spirit that is causing these people to act the way that they're acting?
There is some supernatural spiritual things that are definitely taking place.
Okay. So would it be safe to say that you personally believe in the supernatural aspect of life?
I do believe in the supernatural part of life.
So
Yes.
you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. I mean, I'm a ghost believer. I
Yes.
believe spirits talk to us in our dreams. I
Mhm.
definitely believe our family members and our ancestors come talk to us. It's a matter of whether or not we pay attention. They show us a lot.
Right.
They,
That's right.
I promise. When I was younger, growing up, we used to spend our summers in Alabama. There was a painting of my grandmother, and my grandmother had
Mhm.
passed at this time. And
Mhm.
it was one of those paintings where the eyes followed you. But
Right.
I didn't feel like it was her eyes following me. I felt like my grandmother's spirit was trapped inside of that painting. And to me, the her eyes changed based off of what you were doing. If she was
Woo.
upset, you could tell in the eyes in the picture.
I
If
love it. I love
man,
it.
it was almost like my grandmother would be telling you with her eyes, sit your ass down.
Pretty much, and I believe that's exactly what she was doing. And I am from Alabama, not Phoenix City, Alabama. Being close to Phoenix City in the Columbus area. When I say Alabama, they think Phoenix City. No, I'm very new to the knowledge of Phoenix City. I am from Linden,
Okay.
Alabama, the heart, the south, deep south of Alabama.
Enter
So, yeah,
Enterprise, Alabama, the home of the great boll weevil.
the
Is
boll weevil.
yes.
What is a boll weevil?
So
That's where you're from.
yeah, a boll weevil is actually a cotton bug.
Yeah, yeah.
People be like, "What a boll weevil?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the bug that destroys cotton plants." So,
Right.
um, in the process of writing this book, did you find any like what were your difficulties? What were some of the things that what were the hardest things with getting it completed?
So because it is a supernatural book, it cannot flow as a regular story because supernatural or ghosts or spirits, when they come into play, it changes up the reality in which we live in. So what that means, if you're sitting there looking at a chair, it's just you looking at a chair. But if a spirit pushed that chair, now we're in a different atmosphere. And you're like, okay, so why? Who pushed the chair? Ain't nobody here but me. Why the chair moved? So now we're going through all these mental breakdowns and all like, okay, was it a ghost? Was it the wind? It's no longer a straight story. The storyline is altered. So that's what's difficult about supernatural, because when you read it, it has to flow in a manner where it makes sense. And you also have to realize that what you're reading is not natural. It is something of a figment of your imagination in the supernatural realm. So,
What who are some of the artists that inspire you?
honestly, I am. So it's not really artists. As far as like writers, so to speak, because I'm a Law and Order girl, but I like to like the crime shows, those things, and then watching Strange Activities. And what was it called back in the day with the aliens? Scully. What was Scully
X
them show
Files.
called?
The X
X
Files.
Files. That's where I get my motivation from way back as a young girl. Those were my shows. Like have always had um a fetish, I guess you can say, or a thing for supernatural things that wasn't of this world or that we thought wasn't of this world. And to be able to write about it and just to see the faces of the people, it has been amazing. I love it.
Did you watch the actual show Supernatural?
Yes.
Okay, and I was gonna say because I've been caught up. We've been
Yes.
binge watching. They came out with a new series. I guess that's about the mother and the father.
Yes.
I'm hooked.
Yes.
I am hooked. It made me want to go back and watch all of the old episodes all over again.
Yes. Yes, do that. You will enjoy it. And that's if for anybody that is a supernatural type of person, or they, even just an inkling believe in ghosts and spirits. I'm telling you, this book and the 3 and 4 is
The previous books have had some adult content in them.
yes,
Should we expect adult content in this book?
absolutely, and even more so now that I'm 5 books in, baby. Woo-wee! Woo-wee!
So kids, we love for y'all to read, but I think y'all need to get parent permission before you pick this one up.
Definitely gonna need parents permission. Some of the parents may need permission to read this book, because I told my mom earlier, don't buy it. Like she can buy it but don't read it. Like buy it but don't read it,
Your mama
because
grown.
she ain't that grown. She ain't this grown. This is grown. This is grown right here, baby. Wait, this is grown. Because on Thursday I'm having a private reading for about 10 people. And I can't wait to just watch their faces. I I can't wait to watch the reader as the reader gets to reading and they don't know when it's gonna switch to the adult content. They just gonna read into it, baby. They gonna get hot real quick. It's gonna be hot in that room, honey. They not ready for this. I'm telling you.
Now, for anybody that has never read one of your books, and this may be the first book that they pick up, give them an idea of what they should expect.
You should expect to be hot and bothered and scared at the same time.
Hot, bothered, and scared. Sounds a lot like bondage.
I mean, you like that kind of thing, you never know.
It sounds like there's gonna be some bondage going on in this particular way. Yeah.
In your mind as you read the pages of this book.
I just thought of American Horror Story immediately.
Yeah, I did love that show too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, EJ, I definitely have thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. We obviously have many more conversations to go. I definitely want to get you back on shortly after the book release, and let's just see how the book is actually going. And I definitely want to find out when the movie is going to be being put together, and all these great things that I could possibly be a part of.
Absolutely.
I need some ghost possession.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna get ghosty around here.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, The Lies We Live by Author EJENE comes out on March the 3rd, 2023. So 3/3/23 is going down. Make sure you go pick it up. You can get it on Amazon. Again, the digital copy is $2.99. And if they wanted to purchase the actual book and have it shipped to them, how much is that going to be?
It's $14.99 on Amazon, and it's only going to be up until the Sunday after the release. So what is that? March 5th, and then after that, it will only be exclusively on EJENELLC.com along with the single. So you get the book, you get the single as well.
So we're going hard on sales on the 3rd. We'll make sure that we do some promotion for you as well, and we will definitely be getting this out there. I can't wait till the 3rd so I can get my copy.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, hey, y'all. Hey, it is your best girl, author EJENE, and my 5th self-published book comes out this Friday, March the 3rd, 2023. That's 3/3/23. If you know numbers, you already know what that means. So go to Amazon.com, look up EJENE, EJENE, and go ahead and purchase my 5th book, The Lies That We Live. The digital copy is only $2.99 and the paperback is $14.99. Pre-orders are happening right now. But Friday is the big release of The Lies That We Live on Amazon. EJENE, EJENE. Look it up, find it, and go ahead and purchase it. You do not want to miss this tea.
Baby, why you flexing? Acting like that I'm the only one that you're texting. Can I see you in that gold dress? No way. I just wanna give you moments that you're expecting. Baby, let's take a ride. Just send me your location. Just send me your location. Send me your location. I'll be around. Maybe I can be a Mr. Right. I just wanna chill with you tonight. Or maybe I can be the one. Can I be the one who make you wanna change your life? I'm not even trying to spend the night. You know I got that kind of love, make you catch flights. My GPS is made out of love, and it's locked on you. It don't matter where you at as long as I'm with you. Send me your